Hello everyone, my name is Sarah and today we're going to learn about the history of red bean paste. So actually red bean paste or pat is one of my favorite things to eat with a Korean dessert that you might know called patbingsu. We actually don't have that in the United States. I think sometimes I wonder if maybe I should just drop out of my master's program and open a patbingsu place in the United States. I think I'd make a lot of money. But anyway, so today we're going to learn all about how red bean paste became a staple item in a lot of East Asian desserts. All right, let's get started. Red bean paste is a paste made of red beans. Go figure. It is mainly seen in the cuisine of East Asian countries, such as Korea, Japan, and China. So here are some flags, and this is the red bean paste. I think this is all stuff that you already know. I don't really need to review it for a long time. Second paragraph. Red bean paste is made by first boiling the beans. Afterwards, the beans are mashed. So you can see here, I have all of the steps of making red bean paste illustrated. So first, you put the beans in hot water over 100 degrees Celsius until it starts to bubble, and that'll change the texture of the beans, make them really soft, so that later on when you mash them or kind of squish them with a spoon or a fork or a mixer, they're a lot easier to handle because hard beans, they don't taste super good, first of all, and they're also really hard to chew as well as to mash, so you gotta boil them first. All right, so then what happens? While optional, the paste is typically sweetened as the last step. The distinguishable color of red bean paste comes from the bean's husk. So here you can see that a little bit of sugar is added, and that's what gives the red bean paste its sweet flavor. So why is it that red bean paste is red? Well, here it says that the color comes from the bean's husk. So the husk here, it means kind of like the shell or the outer coating of the bean. So when we put the beans in the pot, we can see that the outside is red, so hence the red bean paste, and then the inside is actually white or beige. So when we boil them and then we mash them, the color of the outside gets mixed together with the white and it makes red bean paste. The origin of red bean paste can be traced back to the Heian period. After Chinese travelers went to Japan with steamed bun recipes, Japanese civilians adapted the recipes into their own cuisine. So the Heian period is a period of Japanese classical history. It happened around the same time as the Tang Dynasty in China, or the Tang Nara, I think you'd say that in Korean. So what happened is during that time, basically Korea, Japan, as well as some other countries were kind of, they would do a lot of exchanges with China. So people would go to China, people would come from China to and from these different regions. So what happened with the red bean paste is that Chinese travelers went to Japan with steamed buns or jinbang. And the Japanese civilians, and so civilians are people that are not in the military, so just regular old people like me and maybe you too. And the Japanese civilians, or ordinary people, adapted or changed the recipes into their own cuisine. So as we said earlier, red bean paste is enjoyed in all of these places. But each country kind of takes its own distinguished take on the red bean paste and uses it in different recipes. So China, they brought over these steamed buns. They're called baozi in Chinese. They're actually super, super good. Definitely recommend. And so the Japanese people, they saw this, they said, this looks really tasty. I want to eat this. But they changed it to match a little bit better with the local tastes. As steamed buns called for meat, Buddhist priests were initially unable to eat them. They modified the recipe by replacing meat with boiled red beans, which ultimately became red bean paste. So I don't know if you guys know, but Buddhists, they're not allowed to eat meat because they're not allowed to harm any other kinds of life forms. So obviously, if you need meat in order to make these delicious Chinese baozi, I mean, this guy, he can't eat it. So he wants to try something that's similar, but not quite the same. And that's why instead of using the meat, they put in the red bean paste. So it's like similar, but not exactly the same. So it's pretty interesting that the red bean steamed bun, or the pat jinbang, I think it's called, it's existed for such a long time. But has it always been the same as the one that we know and love today? Let's see. According to experts, red bean paste did not get sweetened until the Muromachi period. The change in flavor can be attributed to Dutch traders that began exporting sugar to Japan. So the type of red bean that this guy here would have eaten, it wouldn't have been sweet at all. It just would have tasted like beans. And I don't know about you, but my favorite part of red bean paste is that it's sweet. And that's why I really like it on different types of desserts, like jimbang, as well as patbingsu, or shaved ice. So I'm very thankful for the addition of sugar into the recipe. And the reason why the sugar was added into red bean paste at around this time is because Dutch traders began exporting sugar to Japan. So around this time, around like the 1500s, 1600s, European explorers began going all over the world. In reality, actually, explorers from other places such as Asia and Africa had also been doing the same thing. But the Europeans, they were focusing more on trade, or buying and selling things, more than simply exploration. And a whole lot of other, complicated stuff ended up happening because of that. Some of it good, a lot of it not so good. But anyway, the Dutch, they had sugar plantations in, I think, Indonesia. So they were able to farm the sugar in Indonesia, and then they sold it to Japan, and then the Japanese people put it in the red bean paste. So that's how we get this delicious dessert food. So yeah, you should probably look up a little bit more of this stuff on your own. It's a lot to get into in a small video like this one. All right, well, I hope that all of you guys are having a wonderful day and that you enjoyed this video. So if you are enjoying this video and you like this sort of content, make sure to give us a like and a subscribe, as well as give us a comment with any questions, feedback, or suggestions that you have to make these videos even better. All right, everybody have a wonderful week, and I will see you again next time. Bye!